member of our family here at CNBC learned that lesson the hard way this last year. Personal finance guru Suze Orman recently had emergency surgery to remove a tumor from her spinal cord after ignoring some troubling signs for months. Thankfully, she's on the mend and getting back to her life, and she's ready to share some of the hard lessons that she learned during this life-changing experience. Suze joins us now as part of our financial wellness series, Invest in You, Ready, Set, Grow. It's a partnership between CNBC and Acorns. My dear Suze, I'm so glad that you're doing better, but tell me this lurid story about what happened here.
Well, more than telling you, Bill, right away what happened, let me tell you why I want to tell you what happened and tell everybody what happened.
Because there's always a lesson to be learned for Suze Orman
Yes.
in your experiences, yes.
Yes, and you know, how many years have I been on television saying, you know, the main internal obstacle to wealth is fear. And the truth is the reason people don't invest, the reason people don't open up their credit cards and everything like that, their statements, is because they're afraid. They're afraid they don't have the money to pay their bills. They don't know what they're doing, all of these things. So they do nothing. This is a lesson where wealth and health really are identical.
Right.
Because I knew something was wrong, Bill. Starting a long time ago, things started to go wrong. And more recently, where last year I was walking up on stage to tape my PBS special that I did, and I couldn't get up the stairs without pulling myself up on my right side. And I'm like, well, the show's got to go on. And I just did it. And then a few months later, things started to happen where my knee would buckle under me. So I'd go to a doctor and they would say to me, oh, it's probably nothing, Suze. You don't have to worry about it. And I kept going to doctors where I knew they would tell me what I wanted to hear.
Yes. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it.
Everything's fine. It's your hip. Don't worry about it.
Yep.
Until finally I start dropping my fork and things like that, and I couldn't write anymore. And then a doctor said to me, my general practitioner, Suze, we need 3 MRIs. We need a brain scan. We need this scan. And as soon as they said that to me, I got so afraid, Bill, because I didn't want a brain tumor. I knew something was wrong, but I didn't want it to be wrong. And it, you know, and
thankfully, it was a non-cancerous tumor on your spinal cord up near your neck. So they removed it. They inserted some titanium in there to secure your spinal cord. And you're on the mend right now, right?
Yes, but here's the lesson. It had been growing there for 15 years.
Wow.
It had actually taken up 80% of the spinal cord. So as the doctors would tell you, I was one fender bender away from being paralyzed and probably a quadriplegic.
Wow.
And that's when it got really serious. So the reason that this is so important is I could have prevented this. I could have really taken action before it had gotten almost to the point, seriously. They freaked out as soon as they did the MRI, Bill. 2 days later, I was in a 12-hour surgery.
So what's the lesson here? What's your takeaway that people can learn beyond just the, you know, don't be afraid. If you're sensing some symptom, you know, get to the bottom of it there.
It's don't be afraid to go to the doctors. Don't be afraid to get whatever they're going to tell you, no matter what it is. Their news is far better. Knowing something is better than the unknowing of something because of what can happen. And the other thing about it is, I have to say, that's why health insurance is so seriously important for every single person out there, really, Bill. Because when you don't have insurance, there goes your life. It's really that close to it. So the main reason that I'm coming out now and telling everybody about this is when you think something is wrong, go to the doctor. It's just that simple.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.